Hey, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna talk about top 5 best Philips espresso machines. Starting at number 5. Solis Barista Perfetta Plus. Often, prosumer machines are scaled-down versions of the most sought-after commercial machines. Rancilio does a nice job of scaling down. The countertop presence of the Pro X screams no-nonsense professionalism. It won't wow anyone with a flashy design, but it is compact, streamlined, and extremely powerful for its size and price point. It has a dual boiler, which means the coffee maker and the steam wand are each hooked up to their own heat source. So you won't have to wait for the machine to come to the right temperature for steaming milk after pulling a shot. The steam boiler is held at a higher temperature than the espresso boiler. The steam wand performed well, although we preferred the one on the Deletta slightly. Rancilio also made a nice upgrade from earlier versions of this machine by adding a pressure gauge. So it was easy to tell we were pulling shots with the right pressure. We also liked the alarm clock feature. Because it does take a good 15 minutes for the machine to heat up. You can set it to turn on and be ready for you in the morning so you don't have to wait. It also does come with a hot water dispenser. Coming at number 4. Wakako Nanopresso Portable. Okay, hear us out here. When you dip this low in price on an espresso maker, you're not going to get the same shot you would out of the Deletta or even the Breville Bambino Plus. But if you're willing to use a little elbow grease, you will get good espresso and give up zero counter space. The Nanopresso is a 6x2-inch manual espresso machine typically marketed as a coffee maker for camping, hiking, or combating bad hotel coffee, not unlike an AeroPress. But we found that the Nanopresso is much better at making espresso than an AeroPress, and, in fact, gives espresso makers even 3 times its cost a run for their money. The tiny tool works by creating pressure through a piston pump. If you're at home with a scale and a grinder, just fill the machine with 8 grams of freshly ground coffee, tamp it down with the back of the plastic scoop, and add 80 milliliters of water heated between 190 to 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Then squeeze a button on the front of the machine repeatedly. Position your coffee cup below and a stream of espresso comes out of a small hole at the bottom of the little pill-shaped espresso maker. We were able to pull a shot with a decent layer of smooth crema on top. Tasted side by side with a shot from a Breville infuser machine, it held its own, even if it had a bit less brightness than the machine-pulled shot. However, the Nanopresso was very forgiving. At number 3. DeLonghi Mio Espresso. Prosumer, that is, professional plus consumer, is a portmanteau that could accurately describe a whole lot of elite-level home kitchen gear. Vitamix blenders come to mind. But it's used quite often to refer to high-end espresso makers. Often, prosumer machines are scaled-down versions of the most sought-after commercial machines. Lots of people who use prosumer espresso machines are very passionate about their coffee and their coffee-making equipment, and may disagree with this, but after testing several of them we believe it. When you get into high-end espresso machines, there are not huge differences in the quality of coffee, so choosing one is more about design, both aesthetic and functional. And the Deletta's design was the smartest of the bunch. It uses buttons for all of its functions instead of switches and dials, which not only looks sleeker, but offers a much better user experience of the steam wand, toggling on or off immediately instead of manually opening and closing a valve. Speaking of the steam wand, it's connected to its own heating circuit, which you can turn on or off. Better to leave it off and save energy if you are just drinking espresso shots. Because it's on its own circuit, we were able to use it immediately without waiting for the machine to shift from brew mode to steam mode as we did with the Breville. Number 2 of my list. Breville Bambino Plus. The newest entry to Breville's diminutive Bambino line has made huge improvements over both the not tricked out regular Bambino and Breville's more expensive and hulking infuser. For one thing, it heats up almost instantly, from off to ready to brew in less than 5 seconds. It only comes with pressurized filter baskets, also known as double-walled filter baskets. Pressurized baskets almost guarantee the proper pressure and good extraction from a single or double shot even if you don't tamp perfectly. Grind your coffee beans too finely or too coarsely, or don't have precisely the right amount of grounds. Pressurized baskets also work with pre-ground coffee. We should note that, even though only pressurized baskets come with the machine, we tried a non-pressurized, single-walled filter basket from the Breville infuser, which fit the Bambino, and the results were still quite good. The great triumph of this machine though, is its automatic milk steaming. You can set how foamy you want your milk, place the milk jug under the steam wand, push a button and just let it go. You don't need to angle the jug or even hold it, it's totally hands-free. And while a feature like this could be gimmicky, the texture of the milk was rich and smooth. We even tried the function with oat milk to see how it would handle something non-dairy, and it gave more volume and texture than we got on any other home machine. And number 1. The Barista Express. After a brief hiatus, the folks at Breville once again top the espresso rankings. The Barista Express Impress manages to be two types of espresso maker at the same time. It can be so easy to use that it borders on the simplicity of a fully automatic machine, or even an espresso single-serve machine. But, if you want to customize it and learn something about the craft of espresso, it's a terrific in-between option before stepping up to a more professional model. This is a semi-automatic machine with a burr grinder and a tamper built in. Though the addition of the tamper might seem small, it completely changed the experience from the very similar Barista Express, which has a grinder but no tamper, the older high-end Breville models. The Barista Pro and Barista Touch also didn't have the tamper system. That's because tamping, compressing the coffee grounds in the portafilter, is one of the most important and easiest to mess up parts of brewing espresso. You have to do it with just the right pressure and at just the right angle. Check out this video description for latest price and more informations. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and stay tuned.